Okay, I'll let you guys take it away. Angela, do you want to share your screen? And this is being recorded, so we'll get the edits out with your slides to all the caucus members after the presentation.
Use the right slideshow from beginning. Okay, just see here. It's that one. Just want to make sure I'm using the right slide here. Let's see. Not seeing my slideshow when I go to my window here. Huh, it's bizarre. It's really strange. There's that. No. I use WebEx most of the time, so here we are. Can you see it now?
We can.
Wonderful. Good. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to present today. My name is Angela McLean, and I am the Director of American Indian and Minority Achievement in K-12 Partnerships here at the Office of the Commissioner of Higher Education for the Montana University System. And I am here with my colleague, Travis Anderson, who is the Director of the Montana Gear Up program. And he will further introduce himself when he delivers his part of the presentation. And so we'll go ahead and we'll move into this conversation about what is happening to support more American Indian students across the state onto our campuses and then through to completion. One of the things that Commissioner Christian did early on in his tenure in this role was he created the American Indian and Minority Achievement Council. And since that time in 2013, the council has acted as advisory to the commissioner and to the deputy commissioner. Oftentimes, some of those advisory pieces move from the AMA Council to the commissioner, and then they make their way to the Montana Board of Regents. What I've pulled up right here is a list of all of the AMA Council members as membership stands today. We try to have a group of representation that spans K-20. And so what you'll see here is we have school administrators from the K-12 arena. We have our partners at the Office of Public Instruction represented. We have folks from our 4-year and 2-year campuses, including our community college campuses. And we also have folks here from Montana's tribal colleges. And we're very excited and thankful and appreciative to every one of these folks who give of their time to create a system of supports for Montana's American Indian students who are interested in attending our campuses and who ultimately do. Now, the AMA Council meets 4 to 6 times a year, depending on the level of activity that we engage in. And in 2018, the AMA Council put forth a series of 5 recommendations to the Montana University System Board of Regents. These are those 5 recommendations that were put forth as a package to the regents and approved. Basically, what you have here is number 1, requires each campus to have a senior level point of contact for American Indian student success. Then you have departmental level points of contact. So in all of these offices, from financial aid to residence life to the registrar's office, American Indian students have a point of contact, a go-to person to help them navigate. Additionally, we wanted to make sure we were doing all we could on our campuses to collect and share data. And that is one of the things I'll point to here in just a few minutes, is some of that data that's happening at the system level and some of what you'll see that is reflected in what the campuses present. And we think that it is important for us to continue to promote this effort in an effort to get to a better place in supporting our American Indian students to greater success. We need to make sure we have that data. Recommendation number 4 requires all of our campuses to provide a common American Indian cultural and sensitivity professional development for all faculty and staff. And as a result of that, we worked with Mike Jetty at the Office of Public Instruction and our AMA Council members to create the Indian Education for All for One Montana University System course. And to date, we have over 50% of all of our faculty and staff in the Montana University System who have taken this course alone. In addition to this, campuses have offered other separate and different professional development. And then the 5th recommendation basically requires a professional development about Montana's First Peoples to all incoming faculty and staff. And then the last thing that I will say about these recommendations is that the expectation is that every single campus will implement them, but the campuses get the decisions as to how they will implement them. And in fact, each of their action plans are updated routinely, with the next set of action plans due to our office for updates by June 9th of this year. So campuses really get a lot of say in how they get to these 5 recommendations, but at the end of the day, they have to demonstrate to this office and to the AMA Council that they are meeting the recommendations required by the Montana University System Board of Regents. Now, one of the things that's happened, we think, as a result of making sure that we have strategic by design mechanisms in place to support our American Indian students, is that for every single data point that we track in the Montana University System for our American Indian students, we are seeing growth. Right now, you see a slide that reflects the growth in overall student enrollment. We're at 5.8% of our overall population. We are as close as we are, as close as we are now to the 6% mark, and that's significant because we want to get to that threshold and past it, so that we are at least at a place where MUS, American Indian student representation, is on par with that 6.7% of the state's population. And so we have a ways to go, but we're closer than we've ever been when it comes to American Indian student enrollment. The next thing that I'll point to here is Montana University System campus retention. Now, what you see here is we have slight increases in overall retention, 53 to 54.9%. Flagship retention at the University of Montana, Montana State is increasing, and also 2-year campus retention is seeing some growth. The next area where we're seeing growth is on our bachelor's graduation rates, and these are basically the cohort here for the 4-year graduation rate, and then the 4- and 6-year graduation rates continue to rise. And while you're seeing these rises, and it's something good to point to because they're on the upward trajectory, there are still graduation gaps between our American Indian students and their non-native counterparts across the system. The next thing here is the associate's graduation rate, so our 2-year degrees holding steady for the last couple of years. But what we're showing some excitement around is this 4-year graduation rate for those associate's degrees is increasing steadily. And so we're pleased with that. Then the next piece of data that we track is employees in the Montana University System. And this is something that campuses have had for a very long time, and they submit it to our HR office, and we do keep track of it, but there was never a dashboard. And right now, anyone from the comfort of their couch can go and take a look at what the demographics are of the Montana University System, a group of employees. And what you're seeing here is really some consistent growth in the number of American Indian employees across our campuses. Before I move on to the last piece of data that I want to speak to, I want to make sure that I am clear that we are always aiming, when it comes to American Indian student retention, when it comes to American Indian student graduation rates and completion rates, our target is 100%. And thus, the work of the AMA Council is so very important, and we're working to make sure that we leave no stone unturned so that we get close to that target. One other piece of data that we track in our Montana University system is the number of students who transfer from our tribal colleges to our MUS campuses and then back to our tribal colleges. And you can go to our dashboard at mus.edu if you want to take a look at this dashboard. And it really paints a good picture of where our students are coming from in the tribal colleges and where they're landing in the Montana University system campuses. Now, one of the conversations that I know each of you as lawmakers has been engaged in since the beginning of this session is the conversations around Common Course numbering. The other conversation is the one around general education transfer. And I just want to provide a brief update to where we are with these visits. I would say just in the last 3 weeks alone, we have had every single one of the 7 tribal colleges on meetings with us to discuss some doable steps in regards to CCN and Gen Ed transfer. And we think that we're in a really good place. Fort Peck has signed the affiliation agreement, and they're in the process right now of working with my colleagues here at the Office of the Commissioner in uploading their courses into the Common Course numbering system. Now, we have several other tribal colleges who are interested in Common Course numbering, but who have not signed the affiliation agreements as of yet. And I am hopeful that by the time the legislature convenes and in the weeks and days right after that, when the Board of Regents convene for their May meeting, that we have several more signed on to that CCN partnership with our office. That said, until then, we are going to work tirelessly to make sure that we support them at every single turn with that Common Course numbering and those next steps there. On the Gen Ed piece, some really exciting things. We are working with each of the campuses and our campus registrars in effective implementation in what is already Board of Regents policy that allows for a student who has completed his or her Gen Ed requirements to have all of them transfer to the MUS campus. But basically what we're trying to do now is just work with our tribal colleges and have them indicate in a college transcript that the Gen Ed has complete, so that when that transcript makes its way to our registrar's office, our registrar isn't picking and pulling. Our registrar's office says this Gen Ed comes in as a block of classes, every single one of them. And so we have all of the tribal colleges working on that effort with our office and figuring out what that stamp, what that indicator will look like, and how they will manage that at the local level. So I will keep you apprised of those pieces as they move forward. And before I conclude, I want to thank each of you for your service to the state of Montana, your service to the students that we all serve. It has really been an honor and a privilege to get to work with each of you this session, and I look forward to staying in touch. And with that, I will pass it along to my colleague and the Gear Up Director, Travis Anderson.
Thank you, Angela, and thank you, everyone. Appreciate the opportunity to be here and talk a little bit about what we're doing with Montana Gear Up. I'm Travis Anderson. I'm the director of Montana Gear Up. I've been in the position for about 2 years, but what I'm really excited to visit with everybody about right now is our first year service program that we started on several of our campuses. Now, I will say with the nomenclature that we started this program this last academic year, and starting any pilot program of this level during a pandemic was no small undertaking. So I want to really thank the leadership here at the Office of Commissioner of Higher Education, namely Angela McLean and Dr. Brock Tessman, for their support of this program and helping get it going. So now I'd like to talk a little bit about the program. What it entailed is we worked with campuses, 5 pilot campuses, to provide academic supports, and then we also provided cultural supports on 2 of our campuses. Our 5 campuses that provided academic supports were Montana State University, University of Montana, Montana State University Billings, Flathead Valley Community College, and Salish Kootenai College. We also provided cultural supports through the American Indian Student Services offices at our flagship campuses, Montana State University and the University of Montana. Now, these campuses were chosen for a couple of factors. One, number of Gear Up students from our Gear Up schools that attend them, and two, proximity to our Gear Up schools. So those were some of the factors that went into selecting these 5 campuses and then the 2 pilot partner cultural supports. So let's talk a little bit about the academic supports that happen on the campuses. Next slide, please. Thank you. So the academic supports that happen on the campuses involved more in-depth orientation services, maybe more in-depth tutoring services and availability of students or tutoring services for our students. Also an introduction to campus services. Now, this is one of them that's really a big one, especially for our students that come from small communities, is the introduction to the litany of services that exist on campuses that many students, especially in their first year, don't even know exist. And trying to get our students to encourage to get plugged into campus and maximize those services. We also help them with academic success packages, which could include school materials. It could include study guides. It could include some various study aids. One of them that was maybe some calculators, whatever those types of things that the campus deems necessary, even water bottles, things like that for the academic success packages. Another one that we provide during this first year on campus is Fafsa Supports. Again, our students, many of our students are Pell eligible, and completing the FAFSA year in and year out to help maintain that Pell eligibility is a critical aspect for supporting those students financially on campus. So providing those FAFSA supports, also class registration supports, and many of our campuses actually did class registration open houses for spring semester. They'll be conducting fall registration open houses here in the coming weeks. So that's a really great part. As part of that, there's also some degree advising and letting students know if you're going to be taking this degree, these are the classes you should be looking at, and helping them develop their schedule. And last but not least is mentoring. And the mentoring supports happen through the various offices to help students tie all of this together and be successful on campus. Again, one of the things that I think of with these first year supports or these first year services being so critical is helping those students that come from small communities, and then you put them on these large campuses or larger campuses, and many times the campus is larger than the community in which the student came from. So helping that student be successful in that first year on the campus is just so critical. Now let's talk a little bit about the cultural services that were included in this pilot. And our cultural services, and again, these were through our AISS offices on the flagship campuses. Um, Culturally responsive mentoring and tutoring. A lot of the mentors and tutors worked right out of the AISS office and helped sponsor those. The other one was cultural supports and activities on campus. And these activities included everything from monthly activities through the AISS office to the campus powwows. And so we were really fortunate and proud to be able to sponsor those activities on campus. Um, so we're coming up to the end of our first year. Let's talk a little bit about some of the data that we were able to collect. Now, this data, I will preface, was collected at the end of the fall semester 2020. We obviously don't have spring semester yet. This semester's still going, but we started the pilot this fall with 101 students, and this is amongst the 5 campuses. There was 101 students. Um, Approximately 2/3 of the students were female, a third were male. 65% of the students out of the 101 out of the initial pilot identify as American Indian. Now, this was important to us primarily because approximately 70% of the students that we serve through the totality of the Gear Up schools identify as American Indians. So to have a high percentage of American Indian students served in this pilot was important to us, and we were very, very happy when those numbers came back so high. And also parallel to the numbers that we see overall served in our Gear Up schools. Some more data, more than 20% of the students identified as first generation, more than 45% of students self-identify as Pell eligible. Approximately 36% of them took a remedial math or English class in the first semester. 61% of students in this pilot finished the first semester in good academic standing. Of those students, 91% had at least one contact with a first-year service mentor. And at the end of the first semester, approximately 15% withdrew at the end of the semester. Now, I don't have data as to where the 15%, if they transferred to another campus back home, or if they didn't enroll in another campus, simply because we don't have the data from some of the other campuses, obviously. But anyway, those really encouraging to look at that first semester numbers. And again, I'm very encouraged by this growth again, because we launched it in the middle of a pandemic. So to launch a new program of this magnitude amongst 5 campuses was a definitely an undertaking. So I want to talk just really briefly about next steps and some of our future, what we hope to do with this pilot, because again, the intention was to never make it a 1-year deal. The intention was to expand this program and let it grow to have more robust services and supports for students in their first year on campus. All right, so what we'd like to see again is percentage of students that persist in the spring semester of 2021, but we also want to track those students and see what percentage of those students persist to the second year and beyond. A lot of the research that we're seeing, and as a former high school principal, we did a lot of research on our first year students, and the students that came into their second year in good academic standing, the percentage of those students that persisted onto high school graduation or even college graduation is extraordinarily high. So that's really what we're looking at, is trying to get those students that can to persist a second year and beyond, and then which would grow to tracking persistence of students to make it to graduation. Now, this could be for bachelor's degrees, it could be for associate's degrees, but it could also be any kind of credentials that they might also receive through the Montana University System campuses or the partner campuses, which the first year supports exist. A couple other things that we want to work on is development of more robust summer bridge programming, and hopefully, again, increase greater student outcomes. And then last but certainly not least, we're also working and hoping to be able to get some more participating campuses to work on this project with us. So those are a few things about the first year service, and I'm really excited to talk about. I really appreciate the time and energy of this group and of everybody in the interest in supporting American Indian students on their first year on campus. And I will gladly stand for any questions.
I will try to get that list figured out before the semester is over so that you can share that.
Thank you very much. And we've left our emails here. And our phone numbers at our office are certainly online, but feel free to reach out to us anytime that you have any questions or need any information that we might be able to offer.
Thank you very much, Angela and Travis, for that great presentation. We will take this recording when we're done, along with your slides, and we'll share it with our Tribal Caucus legislators. We'll also share with you the link where it's posted on the OPI's website, if you'd like to share it as well.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great Thursday, everyone.
You too. Bye-bye.